Do you wish you had more to say to your Portuguese neighbour than Bom dia, tudo bem? And that's all I've got, so now I'm gonna just smile and wave awkwardly. If so, then you are in the right place, because in today's practical Portuguese lesson, we are gonna work on those conversation skills and learn how to give someone a compliment. So if you're ready to dive in, give this video a like, and if practical Portuguese lessons in plain English is what you need in your life, I'm Liz and I'm here to help, so make sure you are subscribed so I can help you boost those confidence and conversation skills in Portuguese. So first up, I taught you this in this video, how to react like a native. When we want to exclaim something, we can use the word que. Now, I want you to pronounce this correctly. So many people want to say que, so it sounds like Spanish, but we want a closed E in our throat here, que. So an example of an exclamation you could make when you see your friend or neighbour could be, que bonita que estás. How lovely you are, or how lovely you look. Now, I also want you to remember that at the end of that estás, it should be a sh sound. These pronunciation tricks are so important for you to sound more like a local and less like a tourist. So if you need some help with that, I do have a free pronunciation guide linked in the description with an audio track to help you with the 7 most difficult sounds in Portuguese. It will be a game changer. You could use this que with so many words after it. So another example could be if your neighbour or friend has a cute baby or a cute pet, you could say, que fofura, what cuteness. You could also compliment an item of clothing they are wearing. So for example, que belo vestido, what a lovely dress. You can swap that out for scarf or coat or whatever it is that you want to compliment. Just make sure our describing word, belo, corresponds with the gender of the thing. So if it's a skirt, for example, we would change it to que bela saia, because it's feminine. Now, when we want to compliment the way somebody is looking, we will use the verb estar, because this is what we use to refer to temporary states, and the way somebody looks from one day to the next does change a lot, so that's why we would use estar in this context. So another thing we could say would be, for example, estás linda hoje. You are looking lovely today. Again, remember to change that linda to lindo if you're referring to a man. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're wanting to give somebody a compliment, maybe this is part of another conversation where you actually want to compliment their character, their personality, something about them that doesn't change. In this instance, we would use the verb ser, and that's the main difference between the two verbs to be in Portuguese, estar, temporary states, and ser, something that doesn't change about oneself. Yes, that's a very simplified explanation, but in the context of compliments, that's all you need to know. So if you're complimenting something about their character or their personality, you will say, for example, és tão querido. You are so sweet. És muito simpático. You're very kind. Again, I've given you some helpful words that will amplify those adjectives if you want to really tell somebody how you feel. And you can swap out those adjectives for anything that you find that you want to compliment somebody with. Remember, my #1 dictionary for looking these things up is Lingui. It's really accurate and will also help you with masculine versus feminine. And there's a speaker button so you can hear it spoken in European Portuguese as well. So that will help you with your pronunciation. Another verb we can use with compliments is the verb ficar. Now, this verb has lots of different meanings, but one of them is to suit. So if I want to say to somebody, oh, that really suits you, this is the verb I'm going to use. So I could say, for example, essa saia fica-te bem. That skirt suits you. If I'm being polite, I'm going to want to swap out the t for lhe. Fica-lhe bem, which is much more difficult to say, but I did make this video over here that will help you with this. So go and check that out because this is important if you want to be polite. Finally, we can of course use the verbs for like and love. The verb for like is gostar, and something we need to remember about the verb gostar is that it's always followed by its best friend, the preposition de. So we always have to say Gosto de. I like, and then the de, because it always has to follow gostar. So I could simply say to someone, gosto muito do teu vestido. Or, if I'm being polite, gosto muito do seu vestido. If I want to be even nicer, I can say that I love it, in which case I will need the verb adorar, and in the first person that's adoro. Here we don't need a de. So for example, I could say adoro o teu cabelo, or o seu cabelo, if I'm being polite. Hopefully this has given you lots of ideas of how you can compliment your friends, family and neighbours in Portuguese. So let me know in the comments what you're going to say next time that you see them out and about. If you are relocating or retiring to Portugal and you are looking to get started in Portuguese, then my free lesson for beginners was designed exactly for you. You can go into the description and click on the link to register. I would love to see you there and really help put that confidence and conversation skills on the right track. I'll be back next week with more tips and tutorials for practical Portuguese, so I'll see you then. Ciao for now.